Well, happy November 16th to you. It's good to be with you today, and it's good to be in the Word of the Lord. It is, when is it not a good day to be in His Word? Oh, He is so faithful. Wow, I looked down and started reading today's reading to determine what Holy Spirit wanted us to hear today, and He was very, very clear. Oh my goodness. In Acts 15, no, I'm sorry. Hello. Acts 17 from, we're going to take our key verse in 20 and 21. I had to put 20 and 21 there. You are saying some rather strange things. This is the leaders there. They took Paul to the high council, and one of the leading councilmen, I guess, says, you're saying some rather strange things, and we don't know what it's all about. It should be explained that all the Athenians, as well as the foreigners in Athens, seem to spend all their time discussing the latest ideas. So I think you know why I had to put 21 in there. Because there's a lot of ideas out there. There was back then, and there still are right now. A lot of ideas. And this is likened to be a foreign language. Have you ever tried to speak to someone in a foreign language, a language that is foreign to you? Our language is foreign to anyone that doesn't understand it, as in the English-speaking world. And I know that there's a lot of people that are in Read Through the Word that English isn't your first language. But especially people over here in the South that have the dialect and the accent that people say I have. I mean, just the English language alone is difficult because someone is not their native language, much less you add all the dialects and accents. It can be hard to understand. My daughter ministers to and works with the deaf and hard of hearing. That is a foreign language. They cannot understand anything because they can't hear. They speak with their hands and read lips. So the gospel can sound like a foreign language to unbelievers. Paul was described here as a babbler. What is this babbler trying to say? So a babbler is defined as someone who talks idly, irrationally, excessively, and foolishly. Chatter or prattle, foolish and simple-minded. They did not understand what he was saying. And it doesn't mean he wasn't speaking clearly. It just means that he was speaking in a manner they did not understand. His language was strange. It was unusual, extraordinary, curious, odd. This is the way the gospel sounds to people who don't know the gospel. The flesh will not understand the Spirit. I put John 14 down here. He is Holy Spirit who leads in all truth. The world cannot receive him because it isn't looking for him and doesn't recognize him. But you know him because he lives in you now and later will be with you. So those that are not of the Spirit are not going to understand Spirit things. So we can't get mad at the world for being the world. We can't be mad at the world for being flesh because they don't understand this foreign language that you and I speak. So I thought, let's just talk about that for a little bit today. Things to keep in mind when sharing the foreign language of the gospel. 101 here. The unsaved won't get your way of life. They're not going to understand. They aren't spiritual. They can't receive the truths of God's Spirit, and it all sounds foolish to them. They cannot understand it, for only those who are spiritual can understand what Spirit means. Period. So for us to get frustrated at them for being flesh, it's futile. You can't. And I love the way that Paul taught. I mean, he stood up with confidence and boldness and just started talking to them. You know, this second point here, Bible beating and lifestyle condemnation is never going to work. Never. Never has, never will. Street corner preaching rarely is effective. Sitting there banging the Bible over somebody and holding it up in the air is not going to win. Very infrequently will that win someone over. Only if they're ripe and ready with the Holy Spirit pursuing them. It takes, I think I heard 5 touches before someone will make a conversion to become a Christian. Maybe the street Bible banging, beating person is number 1. I don't know. But we got to speak the truth in love. And the truth is the gospel. We can't be condemning their lifestyle and try to win them over with our language. It ain't going to work. Talk about things they know. It's a conversation. And remember this, that not every conversation is going to end in conversion. Did you see what he did? He says, I've noticed. I've been walking around and looking at all your shrines, he says. And as one of your altars had the inscription on to an unknown God, this God to whom you worship without knowing is the one I'm telling you about. He's not beating him over head with theology. Then he just goes into who God is. Just simple. He was confident. And I put that verse in 2 Corinthians there. We're really the aroma of Christ. So let's not stink. Let's not stink it up. Let's be gentle. Let's be loving in our approach. Let's not be argumentative. Let's not be debating. It is what it is. If they don't listen and they don't want to hear, they obviously wanted to hear. They asked him the question. Right? If they don't want to hear what you have to say about the gospel, then walk away. It's okay. Not every conversation is going to lead to conversion. And we've got to free ourselves of that. And besides, conversion has nothing to do with us anyways. The Holy Spirit saves. You and I don't save. Remember, they don't understand the language. So we can't speak Christianese, sanctification, justification, all of those big, huge church words. We can't speak that. I felt the Holy Spirit. They don't know what that is. We have to speak a language that they understand. For the word of the cross is folly to those who are perishing. They don't get it. They're not going to get that. But to us who are being saved, it's the power of God. So that power of God is going to help us speak the language in a way that can be heard. It will. Be willing, be bold, don't be dogmatic or judgmental. And I loved 1833. Honestly, I just chuckled. That ended Paul's discussion with them. Some laughed. Some wanted to hear more. And some believed. Same thing will happen to us when we're speaking the language. The love language of the gospel. Some will laugh. They will. Some will want to know more. Some will want to be saved. But that ended Paul's discussion. End of story. That's all I got to say about this, right? We don't have the power to save. We don't have the power to transform. We just need to speak the language so they understand it. And I loved this phrase Holy Spirit gave me. You have to know the language before you can speak the language. Then speak the language so others want to know the language. How about that? That is pure Holy Spirit right there. I was typing that. I said, that is good stuff right there. You can't speak a language you don't know. And when you know the language, speak it in a way that someone else wants to know the language. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.